We have to, as educators, believe in our students, but we also have to teach them how to believe in themselves. And I personally say that it can't be a cookie cutter belief, or it can't be something that's rehearsed, right? It has to be something that is authentic. Every kid in our class, we need to have a different conversation with them and motivate them in different ways. And then second ingredient is purpose, making sure that our students, our African American students especially, understand what their purpose is in coming to school. And it's not just to learn, but it's to be empowered and to be educated so that they can go back into their communities and affect real change, right? And then the third ingredient is, and the one that I really feel strongly about, is obligation. Teaching our African American boys and girls that they have an obligation to the people that have come before them and sacrificed and fought and many times died for them to have an opportunity. So this is my sight word card. On the front, I have my sight word. On the back, I have my sentence to match that word. Okay, the word is my. On the back, this is my dog. And I also like to make my sight words different colors. So my is green, am is blue, I is red. Just because I found out sometimes it helps them connect to the word, because they may say, oh, I remember that my green word is mine, or I remember that my blue word is am. Okay? And the last tip number 5, is I want you to create a word wall for your son, your daughter, your loved one, whomever you're helping with these sight words. I want you to create a word wall for them because it is so important, and it's a tool that we use commonly in the elementary classroom. They're going to see this from pre-K all the way up to 5th grade. They're going to see and they're going to know about word walls. We also write a lot of sentences in kindergarten, and usually it includes their sight words. And we'll have another conversation about sight words later, but the sentence usually includes themselves, it includes a sight word and something that they can do or something that they see, okay? So for my example, if I'm writing a sentence, and we teach them that the first word in the sentence is always capital, like pizza. And they can either put period at the end of the sentence or exclamation mark. Okay? So then what we do is we take that sentence and we turn it into a book. So kindergartners write books, okay? They are authors. So on the front cover, mine would be a lot more detailed than this because we also teach them about drawing pictures and adding a lot of details to their front cover. But just keeping it consistent, I wrote a sentence, I like pizza. So the title of my book is going to be I Like. Princeton is the author and the illustrator. So it would say by Princeton down at the bottom. Everything about a kindergarten class is structured. At this time, we do a morning meeting circle. At this time, we read a book. At this time, we do math stations. At this time, we go to recess. At this time, we have a snack. So it's very, very structured. And it gets them in the habit and in the rhythm of knowing what's happening. And that's very important for them as well, because it helps them to put everything that they're learning in a time frame. I know I'm going to have X amount of time for math, so let me stay focused, let me be on task so I can do it, because I know eventually I'm going to move on to something else. So I would encourage you to have a schedule, have some type of structure at home so that when they go into kindergarten, it's not such a shock for them, okay? Another thing that kindergarten, or another reason why kindergarten is so important, is because it teaches them that they are human beings. They are an individual. They have individual talents and gifts, and it also teaches them how to behave as human beings. If I can see it, I can be it. Short, simple, straight to the point. Feel free to use this vision statement for your children's goals, or feel free to come up with something with them together that's nice and short and sweet. Okay? So then we're going to talk about short range versus long range goals. Now, short range goals are something that they're going to see the results of in maybe a week or two. Whereas long range goals may take them a few months and they may not see the results of it for the entire academic year. Okay? Short range goals for Mia. Tie my shoe, learn 5 sight words. Long range goals. Adding numbers, go to the 3rd grade. Okay, so these are examples of what her short range goals would be and what her long range goals would be. Now, I would suggest no more than 2 or 3 goals per range. So you could add one more here, or you could add one more here, but I wouldn't make it too much because it's harder for them to focus on what they're trying to accomplish.